Welcome back, people.
That's like college.
Sorry that we took time off last week being Cam. Had some familiar things to take care of, but
Yeah.
we're rocking and rolling. I bought these covers for the microphones that make them disastrously big, and so that's good.
It would be horrible to see these things on video.
Oh, for sure. If we ever do video, I think I'm just gonna have to get different mics. Have to get the microphones that are like, because these microphones are specifically meant to capture everything, right? So then that's why we have the difficulties we have. And I thought I was doing a good thing by buying them, because like you think, oh well, you want to capture everything, but it's like, no. Should have got the other kind of microphones. I don't know the different names of them, but the ones that like most, if you're by yourself, this microphone is just fine.
Think it captured that?
Maybe. My kids are running upstairs, and so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, if you're by yourself, this microphone's great because it'll capture everything. It gets all the nuance in your voice. But if you have two people, you really only should do one. But the problem with us doing one is we weren't sat close enough to each other because of the mic stand, because we're trying to be comfortable. So it just, there's different things provide different options, and like the other microphone would be better for two people that want to sit farther away from each other. But the thing is with those mics is you have to be like right next to it. Like it has to be basically in your mouth. So like if you sit, you cannot sit away from it. You have to make sure that you're like right next to it. So yeah. But these little covers seem to, and they make everything sound better, so there's not as much popping. The thing is though too is we just don't have to be like, we don't have to talk very loud for it to actually pick up our voices and what we're saying. So that's the other thing to remember. We usually think, oh, I gotta talk into the mic and I gotta speak a certain way, and it's like with these microphones you don't. Like it'll pick you up just by you can talk in a normal cadence. You don't have to raise the volume of your voice at all for these mics to work. So it's just different things for different reasons.
I think you're really mousy and just
like the chipmunk in what's it called? It's a movie. She's a princess, and she comes from she's an animated princess, but then she comes to the real world. Giselle is the princess's name. You know, I'm sure you.
Enchanted?
Yeah, Enchanted. There you go.
My brain might be a bit slow.
Your brain's always a bit slow.
Yeah.
It's because you're old.
That's what a lot of people say. I'm too slow for people. That's when I drive, and then I'm too fast.
When I thought about you yesterday because I made a mistake on the road, and I was like, Cam, if he was in the car behind me, he'd be yelling at me right now. And it was like a simple one. I turned right out of a Maverick, but the cars in front of me. So there's 3 lanes. The cars in front of me hadn't moved. I was trying to get in the middle lane, but I blocked the closest lane so people couldn't like get to the light to turn right. And so they had to wait for me, and I was like, yeah, people can just get over it. Like, it's not a big deal.
Depends on the day, I suppose.
It always depends on the day. The problem is though, is in my opinion, it's not worth, it's just not worth it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It wasn't on purpose. Not trying to be a jerk or anything. It just happened. And because I thought that the car that was in front of me was gonna go, and so it didn't, because obviously it couldn't. It was a line of cars, and I just happened to be in the wrong position, and that was a minor inconvenience for a person's day, and they just need to get over it. It's not a big deal. If I had caused an accident, then sure, we can yell at me, but minor inconveniences during driving are not worth getting upset about.
That's all it was this morning. You would think that a little bit of rain and stuff wouldn't necessarily cause so many problems.
Oh, people don't know how to change their driving habits. You know, even if it's for their benefit, they just keep going on their merry way, and it's like, no, you need to slow down, or you need to, just be a little more careful. And
consequences of such great engineering.
I think it's more the consequences are just impatience.
Well, like, people don't realize that their cars have limitations.
Yeah. Well, they don't realize cars have limitations. They don't understand their own limitations, because everyone thinks that they're the best driver in the world, and they're not. Like, we're all okay drivers. Oh yeah, for sure. Everyone thinks that. Everyone thinks, just like everyone thinks that their opinions are the only ones that really matter. Everyone also thinks that they're the best driver that's ever existed, and that they never make mistakes, and yada yada yada. And it's just like, no, we all make driving mistakes. We all make poor decisions. We all, that always happens, no matter what.
Alright, I'm going with...
What are you going with today? Oh, that was death. Good. You know how that goes.
Would it surprise you to read that 80% of drivers thinks that they are better than average?
No, well, yeah, exactly.
According to
no, that doesn't surprise me.
Research
of course they do. Of course they do.
Gamma Briggs, most drivers tend to be overconfident in their abilities and consider themselves to be better than the average driver.
Yep.
That's hard.
I honestly bet it's better than 80. Probably people were like, oh yeah, I don't want to say that I am. The other 20% are lying about it. That's the whole thing. The other 20% are like, well, I don't want to seem like a jerk, so then they lie. It's like, no. And it's okay, like, everyone thinks that everyone overestimates their abilities and underestimates everyone else's abilities. Because there are people there is someone in the world, right? Who knows who? There is a person in this world who is the best driver. Like, that person exists, right?
Measured by...
however you want to measure it. Let's say you measure it... I don't even care what you measure it by. Measure it by speed. There is a person that's the best. Measure it by the least likely to get in an accident. There is a person. Like, that does exist. But we all think it's us. We all think it's us.
No,
that's the problem.
No, because I can recognize when I'm being the bad driver. Like you just said.
Yeah. Well, and it's good to recognize that, but I probably think I'm a better driver than maybe what I am.
Well, there's a lot of times when I'm in, and I'm just like, because I'm pretty good. I don't necessarily yell stuff anymore. I just kind of get exasperated. You're like, what are you doing? And that's my comment for most of the time.
Yeah. Takes my swim when you're near it.
Or if I get a bit more...
spin blades nearby enemies, inflict bleeding.
I get a little more angry, then I'm just like, the jerk or whatever. And I'm just like, maybe I'm the jerk.
Yeah. Well, it's good to recognize that. That is good. That's another good quality. But most of the time we're probably like... And no matter how you categorize it, it doesn't even matter. Somehow, some way, we all think we're the best, or we don't deserve maybe any criticism. And that goes for everything. I mean, I think about that when we talk about like teaching. I know that I deserve some criticism for the way I teach, or maybe for if a student, I understand the idea that like I am responsible for a part of it. The problem that I have is, especially with teaching, is that everyone wants to blame the teachers 100%.
Yeah.
And it's nonsense. And it's, the thing is like, if we had a system where it was like 33, 33, 33, I could accept that. And I'd be like, yeah, I can get on board with that, and I'll take 33%. Even if I really don't even deserve 33%, I would take 33% of it, if that makes sense. But then we can't even get to the point where people are taking any percent of it.
Yeah.
Like I have a kid, I have kids that argue with me all the time, and it's like I try and sit them down and say, look, I'm worried that you don't know that adding a negative is the same as subtracting. Like, I'm concerned about that. So when I do a lot of test corrections nowadays instead of like retakes on tests, because it's like easier to manage. And then I'm actually, the other reason I do it too is because like when I do retakes, they just do like a blunt, it's like blunt force trauma. Like they don't actually like take the time to understand what they did. If I do a test retake, I control, I'm like reteaching it, right? So that's why I do it. And then they can only at most get half credit back for what they missed. So if like you got a 2 out of 4, you can get a 3 out of 4. And so it's like, so it gives them a reason to study the first time. So hopefully they just get a high score. But if they don't, I'm giving them some grace instead of just saying, oh, well, I'll let you. And because retaking it is not a good system either, though, in my opinion. Yeah. Like it's gotta be. So I found this middle ground that I'm happy with, right? So I go about trying to do that, and I'll ask these questions to these kids, and it's like, it's shocking. Like, I know I was good at math, right? Like, I was 2 years ahead of everybody in my math class, okay? So I was 2 years ahead of everybody. So I was good at math, and that's fine, right? I'm good at math. Great. Hey, Zealously. It's good to hear from you again, bud. I haven't heard from you in a while. We appreciate you coming on, even if it is just for a little bit. It's good to hear from you. We worried about you.
Yeah.
I thought myself, oh man, I've made fun of England too much. Even Zealously doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
Can't hear you.
Oh, because he doesn't have his earbuds for his thing. Not anything that we're doing, apparently.
Like watching the closed caption.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, man, that's the only amount of cells I got. I would have thought I would have more. But yeah, so it's shocking. It is shocking how little they know, and it's like I said, like they don't know that adding a negative is the same as subtraction. They don't know that. Like, I had a kid and I said that in the book it showed like a worked example, and I was like, okay, this is how you do it. I let him use the book, I let him use notes on the test. He came back with a test, and it was like he had just randomly changed a negative to a positive because that's what the book did. But then I showed him in the book, it's like, well, they did that because it was minus a negative. Like, you don't know that a minus just can't change into a positive for no reason? And they don't know that. And it is shocking. It is shocking. And it's like, the same thing happens when I do the same thing happens when I do baseball, like, or soccer. Okay, so these girls playing soccer their whole life, we had to explain to them what offsides was. That is a basic thing in soccer to know. Like, basic. In baseball, I had to teach kids about.
I thought you beat this guy already.
It's because, remember that we always go back. So like, if I die, I have. That's the whole purpose of a roguelite, is that you're facing. If I die, then I start over. That's its whole like reasoning for being, if you will. I don't know how to. Oh, well, bleeding is good. I like bleeding. Well, that little trap is really cool. I thought it would have died by now. That's good. This is really nice.
Is it doing much?
Oh yeah, like, well, it causes him to bleed, and so then he gets those 4. Oh, that was a tight jump. Yeah, and then it shoots at them.
Yeah, pretty much. We don't check much anymore. We have been not getting much feedback.
Yep, we've really struggled recently for whatever reason. Probably because we're old white men from America and no one wants to hear from us. That's okay.
Too much God, too much politics. Not enough Fortnite or whatever popular game is, and now I'm gonna lose all viewers in respect for all time because I said that.
Well, not Minecraft would probably be one to play. And the funny thing is I've never played Minecraft. It's like my video game sin, if you will. It'd be like, I don't know what the equivalent for a car would be. I don't know.
I'm not thinking of Yugo's awesome. You're just like kidding much, dude.
I hate that hill mechanic. I hate it because you have to hold L to get him to do it, or he stops, and then the timer is huge. Like he doesn't just do it.
Yeah.
Like just do it. Ugh.
Does your school have a cool name, like Hogwarts something?
Hogwarts.
I don't know, like
Oxford is a cool name. I like the name Oxford.
like Hog's Head Meats for. No, that's horrible sounding. I don't know, or let's see.
So
Winchester.
why is Cam so down on
Elementary.
his luck right now? Why is Cam so down in the dumps? It seems like so blue.
I don't know, man.
So blue.
It hit me earlier today. I
Just depressed.
yeah, I just totally got into a funk. And then I probably.
Why are you so sad?
I don't know.
As a fellow sad person, why are you so sad? Why is there no pep in your voice?
There's none. And then I probably took the wrong thing. Had a suggestion.
Oh yeah, if you take that, that's only gonna bring you down.
Yeah.
Well, it's not gonna bring you down, but it's gonna make you more flat. It's not gonna.
Yeah,
It's not gonna
totally.
boost you. It's gonna flatten you.
Any fear and anxiety. We're not creeping on you. Because, like, we would know if it's true or not. Just give us the name of a real school
Yeah,
in
like
the area.
what do you think we're gonna do? Honestly, sometimes I'm glad you're here. Sometimes you just
Like, I'm pretty sure you know where we work. I mean,
dork.
you still talk
Creeping
to my
on you.
daughter. Which
Asking a student where they go to school is not creepy. Like we're
Especially-
genuinely like we just care about what your life is about.
I want to know if it's, like,
Jeez.
cool. If it's, like, I mean,
My goodness.
like, I just went to the high school that, for the city that it was named after.
Yeah.
Brandon High
Like
School.
I work at Hunter High School. Like I don't
I
care
think we've said that before.
if you know. Yeah. What do I care? Not creepy.
Pretty sure my daughter. My daughter probably give him my address.
This is exactly okay. Zealously, I don't mean to. I don't mean to take things out on you. Though that reaction though that you had is kind of the thing that I am kind of talking about in relation to other things. Like it doesn't matter. We're imagining how to hate Americans. That's funny.
That's why we can't know where it's at, apparently.
Yeah. They're like,
Yeah, I guess
when you say things like I have kids all the time, that's racist, and it's like they're joking, but it's like, guys, that's not funny. Like, don't say that. It's not funny. Like, it's not funny when me, someone who has a black child and married a Mexican woman, when you call me a racist, it's not funny. So stop doing it. It's not a joke. Like, you need to grow up. Like, some jokes are not funny.
Yeah.
Ugh,
We're grown up.
it's annoying.
Did my daughter, like, video you my address or something?
Gross.
Gosh, how much of that stuff do I want to know that happens between them? You just found it? Do we have
Oh,
our full
man.
names on this thing?
No, we don't even have We have pseudonames. Like I'm Liquid Rook, you're Special K. We've only said Cam and Mike simply because like we say it, but no, we've never. I don't even think we've ever mentioned our last names.
Yeah. Well, thanks for putting that out there all over now. What's that called? Doxing?
Oh my gosh. Zealously, pay attention to the conversation and understand what it is what is appropriate and what is not. I love you, bud, but sometimes you're a teenager. That's exactly why you do what you do. That's exactly why you do what you do, because you don't have enough experience in life to know that we don't want people to know. Yeah, you don't want to get doxxed. Like it's, and admittedly, you know how you don't get doxxed is you don't do what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's probably why some people do. Like that's probably why some people don't do it, because it's like you're if you become a figure, like, and we're not by any means a public figure, but like we're public-ish because we're putting this out to the public.
Be less likely for us to legally be able to defend things at
Right.
this point. Also, I've been getting text messages from some anonymous people.
Interesting.
Yes.
What about? Because of this?
No.
I was gonna say that's scary.
That'd be super scary.
I don't like that.
No, this is equally very interesting. Oh. Sorry.
You're doing okay?
No, it's hurting. Stuff's hurting.
Your body's hurting, bud?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Alright, taking some breath away.
You take my breath away. Oh, I feel
You're
cute.
in this therapy session? He's like, this therapy is so good. I'm gonna listen to Cam and Mike in the evening. Oh, let's see, what time is it for you over there? 7 hours ahead or whatnot?
I don't even know.
What's that? Is that 2 o'clock in the morning? Do you guys have daylight savings time?
I don't think that it isn't that like a very American only thing.
What's that?
Daylight savings.
Is that because
I don't think that's any other country.
that really seems like it would screw with the world. That sounds pretty American.
Yeah, well, we are the most important.
So we got Mike and Cam in the morning.
It's not my fault that we do everything better than everyone else.
Anything you could do, I could do better.
Except
Yeah.
for say English words wrong. I mean, we're not good at that. We perfected the English language. I couldn't even get that out without laughing.
I told you the other one
Oh,
about.
so
I
good.
had a law school buddy, and he put one up, and he's just like, "Why do British people spell canceling with 2 L's, and we only spell it with 1 L?" And then it goes to the Revolutionary War, is like, "You earned that L."
So good.
It's good.
I love it. I
Uh,
love it.
1 L. That looks kind of
How do I
salacious.
spell labeled with 1 L?
That looks a bit salacious.
What is? Why do you put 2 L's in it?
It just seems
That's
unnecessary.
like labelled.
Yeah.
Like
That's like labled.
yeah, like what?
Labled.
Why would you? Because label, right, is just spelled
Label.
with 1. Yeah, rebellious. Like there's a reason for the double L. Because it
Well, the
rebellious. Like you're literally putting emphasis on the L.
wait, there's 2 I's in 2 L's in rebellious? No. Wait, no, I think we spelled it the same.
Yeah, that one I'm pretty sure we spelled the same.
The
But
other-
like
the other crazy
labeled,
one is,
because label, again, like I'm saying, label only has 1 L. You guys don't have 2 L's on it. You're adding an L because it's the ED sound. Like you know.
It looks like labella, like the.
But why? Because rebellious, like you're literally putting an emphasis on the 2 L's. Like you literally like say the L's longer. Rebellious.
Yes,
You don't say rebellious. You say rebellious. Like that's the whole point of it.
So
why do you put 2 L's? I got net. Canceled. Hey, we gotta pay for this somehow. Okay.
no, canceled is also spelled with 2 L's. Maybe that's because if you do the inflections like British people do, it's like canceled,
That makes sense then.
rebellious.
Yeah.
Right, and then you sound like
So
Harry
we
Potter.
took out the L. Is that why? Do they do an emphasis on like color when they spell it with a U?
I mean, I read it as color.
Color.
That's probably more French, but you put a U in it.
That's interesting. I have like a minute of ads. Hold up.
It's because
So funny.
he's in England. They're trying to like.
No, I did a setting where like ads would roll on like random spots, but so I don't know. Maybe that's why we don't get people. I don't know.
They're getting too many ads.
Yeah, but that's how that's how we're gonna make any money. You have to have ads. That's the whole reason why any of this makes money is because of ads.
Yeah. I think it's a pronunciation thing. Now, like, as I say some words more like they're spelled, like
Yeah.
Labor-
Well, and I would say like I say
Laboratory.
ooh, like, and that would be like if you spelt it the way I say it, it wouldn't just be EW.
yeah, I say laborious now.
Yeah.
And laboratory.
Well, that makes sense then to me that that's what it is.
Process makes sense. And then we don't
Yeah.
even have the same word for a flimsy type of metal.
Yeah. Aluminium. Okay, here's the thing. Aluminium, it's still spelled the same way as aluminum, isn't it?
No, it's got the extra.
They
R.
actually put in the extra. Okay.
So it's A-L.
I was gonna say that wouldn't make
U-M-I-N-I-U-M.
any sense, but they actually put it in. Okay, that makes more sense. I wonder why.
That's true.
Well, who came
What
up
do we-
with aluminum?
What do we do with that dollar you sent us then?
I literally gave you like one of my constituents stream. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. That's cute of you. That's adorable. We appreciate your patronage.
I hope that $1 American dollar was 100 American dollar.
Yeah, you mean $1 million?
One.
And then I could stop working for a couple years and focus on something else. And I
know.
definitely would.
I was listening to a thing where they were talking about Ibram X. Kendi and how he was able to write a grant. This is how he got his start with no string, like $675,000, no strings attached grant. They're just like,
And people just did it.
and this guy's a genius, and that's how.
So funny.
Because I mean, I'm like, how can I get a no strings attached grant like that? Because then I could just, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd do anything, but I still work, or I just not worry about work.
Yeah, I'd probably just do something very like basic. Like I'd write a book. That's what I would do. I would come up with some way to like gather some data, I guess, so that I could like present it just for the sake of my own like doing it. But like I would only work like 5 days a month,
Yeah, right.
and the rest of the time I would just be relaxing and just thinking about what to do.
I'm a bit.
That's 10 years, bro.
Yeah.
That's 10 years.
Oh yeah.
That much money? I'd 10 years. I'd live 10 years with only doing that.
Now I figured that I could do more because if I paid off the house, right, then you'd have a lot more money.
Well, I don't know that could you pay off the house?
I could pay.
Well, I guess there's no strings attached. No, they just give them the money. It's like, hey, here's your money. I guess that's true.
I mean, if there were. Yes, that sounds similar to the statements I get from kids that try to bribe me for grades with, like, dollar bills. And they're just like, how much would it take for me to change your game? Just like, more than you have.
Yeah, like if I'm risking my career, you like $100,000 at least.
Yeah, right.
At least, because I'll go to jail for fraud, and then my family paid off the house. I don't know what they would do. Maybe they would like make me try and pay it. I don't know. But whatever it is, I would try to make it so that. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
Ugh,
What kind of
not paying
genius-
attention enough.